Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Nice day yesterday, right back down. Okay, guys, this is a full-fledged banking crisis. It's going to happen here. It did. Then it came back up. Fed did some stuff. Now it's happening in Europe. Look, I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care if the government comes out and tells you if you're, let's say you have 400K, if your 400K is secured over this 250, it's not. It's not. The Fed doesn't have the money. Just go do this. Just open Google and just do how much in deposits there are. How much in deposits there are. U.S. deposits. I'm telling you, just how many are there? Hold on. I think it said USA deposits in all accounts. I think it was 21 trillion, 2.1 trillion. There it is, 19.56 trillion. So let's just say there's 19 trillion. The U.S. doesn't have 19 trillion. They can print money. They don't have 19 trillion. Okay. So if you don't have 19 trillion, how are you covering everybody? Right? You're not. They're just making shit up. And when they make shit up, people get burned because they just believe shit. Okay, now they're fixing this bank, but from what I heard, and I know companies there at that bank, that half the people still couldn't get to a quarter of their money. They couldn't even get to 200 grand. They're limiting withdrawals after they said it's all going to happen. Okay? So this is the EU, and we should have been down 200 on Monday. We weren't. And so they bought it yesterday. And now today, somewhere along the way here, the EU is going to say we're guaranteeing everything too. So you're going to get another furious pop. But if you go look at what happened to Lehman and Bear, it took 15 to 30 days for things to flow the system. Okay? Now there's another thing happening today, and I don't look for it, I couldn't find it. Okay? So if you have it or have it, let me know. And what it is there's a bunch of tech stocks as of Friday will be categorized as financials. Or maybe the other way around. I believe that's the right way. So that being the case, these techs are now in the indexes of the financials, I believe. Maybe the other way. So just double check. Okay? Rebecca said, if you have 400K split between two banks, you get 250K guaranteed. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But here's the problem, Rebecca. If you have $1 million, okay, that's 4 banks. If you have 10 million, you have 40 bank accounts. If you have 20, 30, 40 million, you have 200 bank accounts. Is there 200 banks? 200 names, 200 brokerages, and then you have to log in? It's not easy. You can buy bonds as much as you want. U.S. bonds. Now, U.S. collapses, that's a different story. But this is a problem, okay? Think about this. It's a huge problem, and they don't have enough money. Now, here's their thought, is all the banks aren't going to collapse at the same time. So let's just say half of them do. You still have 10 trillion, they can't cover it. They can't even cover 3 trillion. They can't even cover 1 trillion. So this is a problem. Now, does it happen? Don't know. Is it run on banks? I don't know. I know that people that I thought were smart, I talked to a couple people yesterday who I thought they were smart, and they're like, Sam, I ain't creating all these accounts. And I'm like, so if you lose your money, well, I'll lose it. These are the same people that call me if Apple goes down 3 points. What should I do? You just told me if you lose your money. Really? You can't make this stuff up. You don't have the time to move all these accounts. Now, there's a lot of stuff you can do. You can create your kids' accounts, put it in there. You can put their name on it and your name on it. You can do that. You can put in wives, etc., wife's parents, etc. Okay, none of that is easy, and none of that is fun. Okay, but there's a lot of stuff you can do, and then each account would be covered. Okay. So there's a lot of people that have a lot of money, and that's the thing that you can't even imagine. I keep telling people the wealth in the world is immense. Think about it. You go to Bob's Steak and Chop House here. Take a bone-in ribeye from $60 to $70 to now $110 per steak. And they take a drink from $6 to $18. It's completely packed. Completely packed. Because the people that have money, and they have even more money now. Because you go buy bonds at 4%, and you have $5 million at 4%, you're making $2 million. I'm sorry, $10 million. Yeah, $10 million at 4%. Huge, huge money. Okay, this is what people are doing. This is what people are doing, and then they just live on the interest. So be careful today because the market should have been down 200 on Monday. Now, huge pop. We're going to sit and buy some puts here. You just can't buy them now because they're so expensive. Look, I like the 37.80 puts if we crash. But the reality of this, they're $6 right now. They have to go down 120. All right? No, 140 to get to the money. We haven't been down over 100. Right? Insane. We're down 70. So you got to go down another 70 and you're paying $6? Crazy. Okay, so a lot of people are buying shares of stuff like Apple and stuff, the safer companies. But like I told you, the reason the markets crash is people buy dumb stuff. It's stupid stuff. I mean, think about this guy that puts out an upgrade and says FRC is worth 90. I don't care if it's worth 90. Why are you going to buy it? You can buy it if you want to trade it. And it's very smart. If you go buy it and you buy it at 35 and pops to 50, you trade it. But to go buy it and hold it, that doesn't make any sense. But think about it. The market's down 70 and FRC is at 40. It's not even down. So this is a non-U.S. problem. Very interesting. Okay. Baidu. Baidu was up huge till all this started in the EU. And now it's down. They have an announcement coming tomorrow. Does it pop? Does it drop? Don't know. But if we drop another 50, it's not going to get there. So then we see. Okay. Tesla hit 163 and popped 30 or 20. Okay. Now, yesterday we did something different. We bought Tesla, we sold Tesla, got out even. Moderna, we bought Moderna. It went up $1. We didn't sell it. And then got even, got out. That's the market you have because what did you learn the last 2 weeks? If something pops like a Netflix and you're up $2 and then it goes negative, it doesn't come back all week. Okay, so just know that. Know that. Okay, very straightforward. Nasdaq's down 200. Okay, so everything's down. Do we credit it? Maybe. But, very straightforward. This needs to take out 38.30 with force. Then it has a shot. It's pretty close. Then we see. Okay? Brokers are in trouble too. What happens to cash held by brokers? They're insured to a certain amount. I think the cash in a brokerage account is $500. But then if you buy treasuries, your treasuries are backed by the United States government. Okay, so that's what you do. Okay, interesting. So, and then the one other thing with puts, very interesting with puts. Let's say you bought puts on SIVB. You're kind of screwed right now. You can create a short in your account by exercising it. And when does that settle? When will you be able to buy that back? I don't know. But they're going to take all your equity up because they're going to say the last price was at 100. So you're shorted from 100. So you're going to have equity to be short that stock. And then they're going to screw up your account. And you may not get that settled forever and ever and ever. Who knows? Years. So I really don't know how they handle that situation. What I would do is I would go find a broker, a boutique broker, that would can go find you the stock. You buy the stock, pay the guy $10 for it because he knows it's worth zero, so he'll sell you stock. Then you have to transfer from that boutique to your boutique or to your broker, and then you exercise it. Very complex. Okay? Even if you just shorted, if you originally shorted SIVB, you're kind of screwed right now because you can't close it. Okay? That's what we know. Let's get started. Good morning, everybody. Monitoring, Credit Suisse, dive, but now it's the whole world. And no matter what anybody tells you, your money is not 100% safe. It's not. Over 250 is not. Okay? SPX down 72. Let's put it at 38.50. You got 38.22. Yesterday, so a few days ago, somebody bought $20 million worth of 3,700 puts for 320, for 324. Yesterday, those went down to $10. Today, it's almost 30. Wow. So in 2 weeks. So do they know what Sam knows? Is the last time this happened, it took 2 to 4 weeks. Okay? Interesting. So that's what we know. Let's see what happens. Okay, if we take out 38.30, then you got 3,800, 3,750, 3,700, and we can really tank. And if we're down over 100, everybody's going to say we finally broke down over 100. So then they start buying puts. PPI is coming. It can help the market pop 10 or 15 or 20. If it's bad, it goes down another 20 or 30. Okay, NVIDIA, very, very strong. They talk on the 21st. Does he raise on the 21st? Does he guide higher? If he does, it goes through 250. If it doesn't, back to 231, 222. Those are a good play yesterday. We bought them at 320 and 320, 330. They went to 550. They're still up at 5. They're going to open at 3. So you'll still be up. Okay? Land Research. Chips are very strong yesterday. 496 underneath 481. JP Morgan, keep an eye on it. If all the banks collapse, let me tell you what they're not telling you. If all the money goes to JP Morgan, that's bullish. JP Morgan. But what if they say we're going to insure all the money through all the world? I mean, for all our banks. And what if they say we're going to charge you 1%? They're going to charge the bank 1% for that insurance. So if they charge the bank 1%, and there's $20 trillion, what's 1% of 20 trillion? Wow, pretty huge, right? 200 billion in cost? Wow. It's massive. They're going to have that cost. So now they don't make money. Now they'll say, well, we're not going to pay interest as much. But then people will say, I'll move my money. So just keep an eye on that. That's out there. Okay? Avago, very, very strong. 601 down, 630. Goldman Sachs way down, back to 311. Why is Goldman Sachs not 280? Might who used to be smart 10 years ago has got ridiculously dumb. He came on TV 4 weeks ago and he said, Goldman Sachs is not going to make earnings this quarter. They're not going to make earnings this year, and they probably won't make it next year. But he says, we're close to book value, so you can hold it. You're not going to make money for a year, but you can hold it. He said this when it was 360. It's 310. Okay? There's got to be contagion, because there's nothing wrong if you work at a bank and you go buy a junk bond and they give you money and they say, hey, Mike, go trade with this $10 million. And you go buy these junk bonds that are worth $2. $2. If they ever pay off, they're going to be worth $100. So you go buy them. You say, hey, this is my career. As long as it goes up over time, 10 years, I'm going to do great. And then it collapses and it goes to zero. This is what people do with other people's money. Very sad. Okay? Meta. It opens at 188 and you believe the market's coming back. You have to believe the market's coming back. Then the 190s at $1.50 become an interesting play. Snowman, 131, 142. MicroStrategy, Bitcoin is now starting to go lower. 191 if it collapses. MDB, MDB is they're going to make $1.24. In a year and a half, they're going to make $1. Why is this not trading sub 80? Crazy, right? NOW can't get back over 432, 409, 400. Netflix, tremendously ugly. Tremendously ugly. 181. Microsoft, very strong. 160, 261, 266. A line. If it gets down to 280, we're going to buy the 320s for earnings. Baidu, may roll down to the 140. Right back lower. If it gets down to 141, we'll look at it again. Tesla underneath 176, 173. First Solar trying to break under 199, 190. Enphase just sitting there doing nothing. That's what we know. All about banks caving. You got the PPI, may pop it 10 or 20 up or down 10 or 20, and then we see. But this is about EU. We can't fix this. Don't really think that PPI matters, but it can pop it or drop it. Okay, everybody have a great trade day. See you in chat.